Hello, today I want to talk about some curriculum that I developed. This was way back in 2007 when I was working with the College of the North Atlantic in Qatar. I was on a group that was developing some new curriculum for our pre-nursing students. So these students are learning English language skills to get them ready for entering a nursing program at the college. I'll just read through the introduction here. ESP Pre-Nursing 4 is designed to expand the English language proficiency of high intermediate pre-nursing students. All four skills, reading, writing, listening, and speaking, will be practiced with an emphasis on academic language development, health science content vocabulary, academic reading, note-taking from readings and listenings, and academic writing. Integrated projects will provide opportunities for students to practice specific speaking skills, group discussions, presentations, and interviews. Demonstrated proficiency in the above skills are required for entry into the nursing program at CNAQ. So I just want to touch base on some of the elements of the curriculum. So just starting with the columns here. So we have the weeks listed here. The total is 14 weeks for this level. Pre-nursing 4, which is an intermediate English level. The green column is the reading, vocabulary, and listening tasks. And the next column is the textbook resource that these tasks are based on. Some of these are actual textbooks. Some of them are online readings. Because this was made several years ago, several of these links are not in effect. But my purpose really here is just to show how the curriculum was developed. The next column, the writing and grammar. This shows the specific grammar points that are taught throughout the course, and the numbers are based on the actual textbook, which is FOG, Focus on Grammar. The final column talks about integrated projects and assignments, where several of the skills are brought together of reading, writing, listening, speaking, and yeah, so that's the column layout. So it starts off here with this section, C Student Success Moodle Activities. This course was intended to be built in Moodle, or to be used alongside a Moodle learning management system. So the students would start off with doing a unit on what is student success, how to be a successful student, good study skills, etc. And then the first unit talks about sleep. So you can see that the reading skills the reading and listening skills are all based on the theme of sleep, introducing some of the vocabulary here at the beginning. And then, as I said, these are the grammar selections for this section, the textbook, and then the project is a survey where students create, administer, and analyze a survey on sleep habits. So they would be interviewing their classmates. They could possibly interview students from other classes, schedules permitting. And then finally, they would make a presentation on their findings. So that covers weeks 2 and 3. Moving on to week 4, so each level in this pre-nursing program would do a different system of the body. So the system in this particular level is the digestive system. And so, of course, then there are readings on that, a listening, which is describing actually a process, because we could see the digestive system as a process that happens in the body. And then the writing, they're writing about a process, which could be a health process, but it could also be just any kind of process where the students are getting used to describing a process and using the language for that. So for example, first this happens, or they could also use cause and effect language and so on. So keeping in mind that these are second language students, so they may have to specifically learn language for describing processes, for example. Okay. And then this will culminate in a report where they research a digestive disease and then write a report. So the idea is that even in this pre-nursing course, they're beginning to learn some of the health content. Okay, now in week 5, so as with any program, it's not really limited to just exactly the technical things they would learn in this case, like learning about the actual body systems and so on. But there's also wider issues to be concerned about or to think about. So, for example, world health issues such as DNA. And keep in mind, back in at this time, 2007, this was kind of a current topic at that time. Okay, now I don't want to talk about all of the details, but so I'll just keep going. Again, we added another world health issue, again, which was quite contemporary at that time, genetic engineering. And then this would result in an opinion essay on genetic engineering. So the idea here is that even though students would probably not be writing essays in their job as nurses, they would be more writing things like reports, etc. The idea is that going through the critical thinking of writing an essay can be helpful for any type of job that you go into. Okay, and then they would do their midterms in week 8, and then going on to the post-midterm section. Began with another World Health. In this case, it's starting to focus more on Qatar, which is where the school was located, and the issue of mental health. So this was very current at that time because Qatar was sort of making an investment in the healthcare industry. And one of the issues that came up that needed to be addressed as a country in terms of their healthcare was mental health issues. So they would go through several readings here about general mental health issues such as stress, mental disorders, and so on, and then get into some actual focus on the country of Qatar and what the state of mental health care is in the country at that time. Okay, and then they would do a compare-contrast essay, treatment of mental health in Qatar and another country. Now, just thinking back, this another country, that should probably be very specifically chosen, or perhaps students could be given a choice. There's not much point in looking at two countries that are at similar states in the development of their mental health care. It would probably be better to contrast Qatar with a specific country that has a different state of development of their mental health care. Okay, anyway, moving on. Again, another focus on the Qatar health issues, Qatar's health system in general, and then this talks about how it was actually being developed at that time, because it was really very contemporary at that time, the whole development of the entire healthcare system in the country. And then so they would have to do an interview for their project. They'd visit a healthcare facility in Qatar, conduct a recorded interview in English with a health professional, and summarize what they learned. So the teacher could organize so that perhaps students could do that in pairs, so they could kind of help each other out, and then ensure that each pair was having a different focus, so we could have a variety of presentations of their interview. Okay. And then they're getting down into thinking qualities of a health professional. So there really was just the one focus on the actual, I guess, healthcare body system of the digestive system, and then the rest is more kind of some wider issues of world health issues, and then issues in Qatar, and then looking here in general at qualities of a health professional. Our goal is not to teach them actual pre-nursing content, however it is to kind of start to give them a heads up of some of the content. So here's where they're talking about qualities of a health professional, thinking about what does it mean to be an excellent health professional, and then they would write a reflective essay, what makes a good nurse, and then their final exams. Okay, so that's a quick overview of the pre-nursing level 4 that I helped to develop at the College of North Atlantic in Qatar.